And we all know I'm high maintenance, so my plants better be low maintenance. Have you got Spathiphyllum that are looking soft, withered and dreary, or just ones that need to be repotted and get ready to be put inside the house? This is the video for you. We'll show you how to blend the media and how to repot your Spathiphyllum and the reasons that we use the particular things in the media, and let's just get on and show you how to do it. Welcome to the Nature Company, and if this is the kind of content you'd like to see, please subscribe below and hit that notification bell to be notified of any of our upcoming videos. So let's get to it. Repotting our Spathiphyllum. Today the media we're going to be using to repot our Spathiphyllum is the coir peat, perlite and potting media. So the perlite is to help with the aeration and to give a nice light mix. Although your coir does much of the same job, it maintains a good structure in your pot without too much compaction. And then the potting media. This is to add extra volume and a nutritional component. If you're going completely soilless, you can just use your cocoa peat and your perlite. You'll probably be doing around 2/3 cocoa peat and 1/3 perlite, but then you're going to have to be feeding regularly. Whereas at least here you've got a nutritional component that you're adding in immediately, and then over and above that we're going to be adding in some organic slow release pellets just to help your Spathiphyllum keep growing and flowering. Now here's your cocoa peat again after it's been rinsed a few times to get rid of any of those excess salts that might be present. And notice, we can squeeze it hard, let out all that water, and then it bounces back almost immediately to the same size and shape. So that's one of the reasons that we particularly like to use this in our indoor pots, especially in areas where your humidity levels are low. This is going to help retain that moisture in your pot and not have that compaction or that hardening of the soil. So there we go. It will still leave those nice air gaps in between it, so your plant roots can breathe as well as get all the moisture that it needs. Okay, so let's drain this out the last time and get ready to pot. So in our big pot here, we've got our media ready to be mixed. It's 2/5 cocoa peat, 2/5 potting media, and 1/5 perlite. So basically what you're doing is doing same quantities cocoa peat and potting soil, and then using half the quantity of each of them as your perlite. So it's a fairly easy, straightforward mix, and then all you do, because it's a light fine mix, it's easy to turn into each other. There we go. A nice light aerated mix, going to hold a lot of water and still allow all that air movement in so the roots don't rot. So all the perlite and the peat are going to help retain any of that nutrients that you then give your plant afterwards and make them available to the plant when it needs it. Okay, so now to decanting your Spathiphyllum. You can get in and just pull out the dead yellowing leaves. These are just old leaves. That as your plant produces new ones, these eventually die off. There we go, already is so much better. We've got a leaf with some holes in, so all we're going to do, I know, blah 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 blah, trust me. Okay, and then trim off the holy leaf. So okay, we see a nice strong root structure here. Roots coming all the way around. The soil is quite dry already, so what we can do, and just gently squeeze our way around to loosen up that soil. Take out the middle. Often that's going to be all dead roots. There's some alive ones, but this plant will recover quickly. We'll just loosen up some of this old soil as we want to refresh it with all this new potting media we're going to be using. I've chosen this pot. It's a 25 centimeter pot. That's a 5 litre bag. It's a single size up in volume. Spathiphyllums, especially if you've got limited space inside the house, you can put them into smallish pots and let them fill up and fill out the entire pot and overflow with flowers and leaves, as long as you're keeping them watered and fed. So this is just an easy way to keep them under control. They can tend to grow quite large if you put them into larger pots, and that's not necessarily what everyone needs in their home. So now that we've chosen the size pot and the media we're going to be using, one of the reasons that I do use this media is because it's a no frills, no fuss, low maintenance potting media. And that's what we want for these amazing plants, is something that will just look after them and help them look after themselves. And we all know I'm high maintenance, so my plants better be low maintenance. Okay, I'm not going to force out the rest of the things, as I don't want to break off too many of the roots. So here we go with this one. And we want to know why it's wilting and why it's not so happy. Is it because it's underwatered? Is it because it's overwatered? Is it because it's not getting enough food? Let's open it up and have a look. And by repotting it in a matter of a week, we can have this looking amazing again. So let's just open up. We can see the media is also incredibly dry. We have some dead roots. We like these white shiny roots. That means those are still all good. So we can, there we go, all those beautiful white roots. It's not root rot, so this hasn't been overwatered, so this will bounce back so quickly now. Also again, we'll go and give it a little bit of a squeeze. We see how much root volume is actually here. So that's one of the reasons that this media is all gone compact, and the root volume is sucking out the water faster than what it can be replaced. There's just little channels of water that are running in between instead of wetting the media completely. So we can see how dry it's got. That's the roots on the inside of not looking so good. You can see how dry this has got. And often with media like this, when it gets so dry, the soil does become hydrophobic. So it will either run the soil around the edges or through water channels and not actually absorb into the media itself. So when this happens, you either need to repot, or you need to stand it and soak it in water, even perhaps for an hour or so, to ensure that the media has got totally saturated again. and then you can stand and let it drain out, and then start from your watering regime from the beginning again, without allowing it to get as dry as previously. So also here we'll just get in and remove some of these old leaves and some of the leaf volume to help it to recover faster. So all this yellowing of the leaves was purely from lack of water. So it's nothing to worry about, disease or anything. What we're doing is taking off every affected leaf just to reduce the leaf volume so that it's not transpiring as much, so that when we do water it, the plant can rehydrate easily and quickly. So there we go. Again, I'm not going to brush out all the excess soil. There was nothing wrong with the soil, it just that dried out too far. And we'll just bring in our size pot, place it in, fill in around the roots, shaking the pot to get the media in between what are now loose roots. And this is incredibly easy to do because this media is so light. So now what we want to do is add a handful of these amazing organic pelletized slow release fertilizer. That's going to give it a good start. And the nice thing about having such a light media in the house is when you want to move your pot, it's not going to be a schlep to do so. It's just a matter of picking it up and moving it. When you start using heavier medias and you're using larger pots, it can be quite difficult, and then you'll end up leaving a plant in a position that is not really suited until it eventually dies and you've got to throw it away. So there we go, as easy as and as quick as that. And you're going to have very little mess with this. The coir fibers help keep the holes in your pot open without blocking them, so it's going to allow for that drainage that you need while holding the moisture, and that's just going to grow incredibly well and be full with flowers soon. If notice I haven't compacted the media, it will subside slightly, but I don't want to press out all those air gaps that we've especially using this media for. So if your plant is falling over slightly to the one side and you don't want to plant it deeper, you can just use a little stay, and within a week or two your plant will have rooted itself in position, and then you can remove the stay as well. Okay, now we're going to spray the leaves and give it a good watering, and who knows, even by tomorrow it might have even started to perk up already, even though we've taken it from a sad state and then disturbed the roots. So there we have it, your Spathiphyllums almost ready to go straight back into the house and look good anywhere in your bathroom or your kitchen or your living room. So withering leaves on your Spathiphyllum can be from multiple different reasons, either lack of moisture or from overwatering, where you've rotted the roots of your plant and then the leaves aren't getting any water again. It can also be from diseases and fungus that are attacking the roots. So always best when you see them, just first check for how dry your media is. If your media is completely dried out, then you know it's purely a matter of rewatering to get your plant vibrant and healthy again. But if your media is damp and your leaves look like this, time to take it out of its pot, see what's wrong, and repot it. So yeah, just with it having been repotted now and it having been withered, I'm going to go take my garlic water here now again and give this a good spray, just because I've disturbed the roots and it was already in shock from being so dry. So I just want to give it a little bit of a boost to help it recover faster. So this is your Spathiphyllum already after only the first day, and we can already see the leaves had already started perking up. So we're just giving it another quick foliar feed here, also again with garlic water. This is just to give it that super boost, and we can see how much this is revived already. Thanks for watching, and if you found any of this information helpful, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, bing bong, to be notified of any of our upcoming videos. Help us grow as we help your plants grow.